Yeah, this is Mari Khan, and I live in Pakistan. In fact, I am from Pakistan. Jake, you use the word live, so it's just like using the sentence structure. Yeah, I'm from Pakistan, and I've been serving education for past 16 years. So I'm a teacher, students. Here you have a teacher in front of you. And definitely, I look forward to seeing your invention, your work, and I would try to support you whatever possible way I would. So
Great.
be at ease. You have a teacher with you.
Excellent. And Celeste, please, who are you?
Okay, yes, my name is Celeste and I come from South Africa. I always say, I hope you know where I am. I'm at the other end of the world from everybody else, it would seem. Um, I'm not an inventor, so I'm really looking forward to listening to your very exciting ideas that you have to offer today. Thank you very much, Jake, for this opportunity.
Sure, thanks. Hello, everyone. I am Arturo Mendez. I am a professor at Tec de Monterrey in Mexico. I'm a big fan of invention and innovation. And I'm also a maker and an inventor myself. So I love learning from all of you ideas. Thank you for the invitation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Siddharth. I'm in fourth grade and I go to the Colorado Public School. My topic for today is a nanobot that could help many people in this world. So first of all, the question is, what are nanobots? Nanobots are robots around the size of a nanometer or a millimeter. They are so small that they can fit inside a human body. There are many different types of nanobots, like ones that can drill for bacteria or test or used for drug testing. So I was very interested in the bacteria drilling nanobot, which I mentioned before. So let's talk a bit more on that. A team of researchers from 3 universities have made a nanobot that can drill through bacteria and cancer. These machines are single molecule motors that can spin at about 3 million rotations per second when a blue light shines upon them. Whoa, that is a lot. Don't you think that too? Anybody? Okay, well, I'll continue. So I kind of went quick, but now that I'm explaining my idea, let's go on. My idea is to use neutrophils, that's a type of white blood cell, to deliver my nanobots to any bacteria or cancer cells. So when the bot is in the body, if it senses a neutrophil, it will use one of these clampy arms which has peptides and clamp onto the receptors. I have 2 models of it, one Lego and one something else, but I will show it after my presentation with my background and my screen share. So when it attaches to the neutrophil, it'll have a very good ride until one of the other peptides senses an enemy. Then it will let go of the neutrophil and start shredding the enemy. That will be good. And also, this nanobot is activated and powered by using sound. I thought of that because, wait, maybe light doesn't reach that deep in the body. So I thought maybe sound could be a substitute because that could go a bit more further into the body. And while I was in the research of doing that, I still thought of using zinc wire. I saw a website where people were using micro zinc wires to produce small voltages of electricity. Maybe we can convert that into nano zinc wires, and that might be enough to power my nanobot. It's worth a try. So now that you've heard my nano idea, it's time to have some fun. Check out my Scratch game, the Nano Shuriken 2.0 on Scratch. And you can scan the QR code or just screenshot this. And I would like to thank you all for listening to my presentation. And I hope this nanobot someday actually touches bacteria and shreds it to billions of pieces.
Very
And
good.
now I want to show you my two models. One which is Lego, and wait, can I will take off my background, and that is. So this is my modular motor, model of the nanobot. This is the motors, which probably these inquires will be around here. These are the peptides. The long one attaches to white blood cells. The short one attaches to the enemies. And this is these are the molecules that drill. And next, I have a Lego model, which here are the clamping arms in the form of peptides. And well, thank you very much.
Very good. Very interesting. Very interesting. Do our advisors have a question? Celeste, Ms. Khan? Please.
I have a
just go
question.
ahead.
Yeah. Siddharth, and that is just to increase in my knowledge as well, that because we do not only have negative bacteria in ourselves. Bacteria is something that we have a positive set of bacteria that fights, in fact, that creates our immunity. And then we have, of course, dangerous bacteria in our bodies. So will this model of nanobots of yours be able to identify somehow or the other between the useful bacteria, the friendly bacteria, or the enemy's bacteria?
Well, when I was on my research, basically the peptides kind of lock on to them.
Yes.
To a certain structure, and if the certain structure is a bad bacteria structure, then it would work and it wouldn't really go on to good bacteria. That's how I'm possibly planning to do it.
Great, great. Celeste, please.
I beg your pardon. Sid, I don't really understand much of what you are because I'm not a scientist at all. But you described how small your nanobot is. Who will manufacture? How will you manufacture such small items, and what are they made of?
Well, I'm not so sure of. Basically, I'll have to stitch together molecules or something. I'm figuring it out. Well, I'm not figuring it out now, but I will figure that out. That is one thing that is upcoming in the process. But I know that it has been done because the people who created the bacteria drilling nanobot actually made it. So that's why I think it'll basically stitch together the atoms and molecules, and boom, you get the nanobot.
Great.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Does anyone else, any of the students have a question or a comment? Anything? Great. So Sid, I have a question then. What classes are you planning to take to make yourself more expert in this area?
That is also a question that I'll be thinking on, but probably engineering and nano engineering, that branch in engineering in a sense, and nano engineering, that branch, if it's even a branch, but I will most probably take it to actually figure out how to develop this nanobot.
But I guess you'll have to be, talking about biology as well, because that's what the whole, the base of this is, right? Because it's all about human biology. So I guess other than being engineering, you need to go for biology as well. So
yeah, it'll take time to figure out what subject actually covers this nanobot. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, sure.
Well, fortunately, you're young and you have the time.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Very
Can
good.
I ask Sid something, please?
Sure, please.
Sid, what made you even come up with this idea? Are you interested in medicine? In healing?
I actually was thinking on possible nanobots that I could maybe think on, and I was scrolling through websites for ideas or something. Oh yes, ideas. And then I came across one website that talked about the bacteria drilling nanobot, and that's how I got my idea.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. That was great. Thank you. Thank you.
I am from I'm a Filipino based on Jeddah. Um, I
Oh, Asher, while you're waiting, while you're getting set up. Oh, you are set up. Okay, great. Go ahead.
uh, wait. After this is not the screen. Oh wait, yeah, it is the screen. um,
You need some assistance, Asher?
no thanks. I need Hello everyone. My name is Asher Daniel Asmakaisa, and I am from Wonderfully Made Kids Homeschool. I want to share with you my idea called Stories for Change. The world has so many problems, but as an 8-year-old, what can I do to help? I learned about climate change and how it affects us, and I know one of the things I can do is avoid using plastic. I also want to build a robot that will remove trash in the ocean. Maybe I'll do that when I'm bigger. I I learned that polar bears were one of the creatures most affected by climate change. My, oh, I was thinking about making a book, and my mom said there was a course in art school called Write a Book to Change the World. I realized I could write a book to help stop climate change. My, mo- my mom and I researched for more. I learned that polar bears are one of the creatures most affected by climate change. My mom and I researched for more information and found pictures of skinny polar bears and news about the melting sea ice. Polar bears were even going to people's garbage because they were starving. We also we I decided to make a book about polar bears. We used the news about the collapse of the Milne ice shelf for a story. My mom helped me find the right pictures in Canva to use to put in the storybook. We used the course in upskill called Write a Book to Change the World. We also published the book in the Upschool library. If somebody buys my book from Upschool, some of the money will be donated to Jane Goodall Institute Australia that helps in protecting the world's animals, people, and environment. My mom also had my book published on Amazon KDP, and it was published right in time for my 8th birthday. After sharing about my book, another book project was suggested to us. We have a teacher friend who lives in Ukraine. We have started to talk about writing a book about their experience during the war. To help raise awareness, we are also hoping that this book can also help raise funds for those who are in need in Ukraine. I want to have a book club called Stories for Change Book Club so that other kids will also write their own books that help make a positive change and we can share them to each other.
Very good. Thank you. I have the book. It's an excellent book. Does anybody have any questions? Ms. Khan? Yes, please.
As always, teachers always ask questions. Asher, wonderful work that you're doing, you and your mom, and I'm really happy that kids are now thinking about it, have started thinking about, in fact, bringing change. Asher, the question I have is that you chose stories as a medium to change, right? Why do you think stories can be a powerful medium to change?
They could be shared to everyone, and um, you could uh tell them about it. You could.
Okay, let me make it even easier for me. Is there any story about anything that you have ever read and that brought a change in you? Any
know,
story that you heard, that your mom ever told you, that you read and it brought something in you, it brought a change in you?
I don't really know. Um,
Okay, that's perfectly okay. Thank you for sharing.
Celeste, anything?
Yes, Asha, that's a lovely story you told us in general. Why did you choose polar bears?
they were very in need. They were going to places that didn't have ice because sea ice was melting from global warming. Um, and e- they some cubs even die with no food, but because it takes mom so long to get to where the seals are and the fish. Because that's their main food, seals. And the cubs have to follow their mother. Most cu- for most cubs, um, don't survive this journey. So they
And
so
Celeste, I'm helping Usher over
and
here a
some
bit, and that
and
is polar
some
bears are very cute.
and some
Th-
and some polar bears even eat their own babies because they're starving.
That must be terrible. A mum must be very worried if she can't feed her baby. It's
Yeah.
a terrible story. Let's move on to something else, Asha.
Well,
Are you going to write another book?
What?
Are you going to write another book?
Well, I I am trying. I'm I am trying to make a book called Hoodie. Hoodie, it's just a storybook, not really about climate change. I just wanted to make a book. It's an adventure book. It's
Oh, that
storybook.
sounds very good. Well, good luck with that. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Arturo, did you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, actually, I think it's a great idea, Asher. Congratulations. My question is, how do you plan to make your book get to everyone, to distribute it? I mean, Jake has one, but I don't. So it's really important to think about that.
I could share maybe in a lot of ways, like telling it in a maybe a YouTube chat. I could share to some people I know, and they could share to other people they know. Um, they we could um I could go
Try
here
checking.
and
There are many
I could
websites
go
that can
I could
distribute
go
that for you.
yeah I could go here and tell about my story.
Oh,
Great.
of course, like live presentations. That's awesome. Yeah, very
Excellent.
good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm Mohtasham Sakib. I was a learner at School of Humanity, and as of my formal education, I'm a high school junior at 11th grade in Pakistan, Karachi at Bahia College, Karsas. So my idea, and I would like to start off by talking a quote from Freeman Dyson, who was a theoretical physicist and mathematician. He said that technology must be guided and driven by ethics. if it is to do more than provide new toys for the rich. By this, he appreciates and brings on a really big point that technology needs to be merged with ethical changes in society, and without it, it would just be unfair and irrational for the poor and the other communities of the world. And the problem that I'm trying to tackle on is education on ethical technology, because no education system in the world teaches students about ethics of technology. Like high school students do not know about this, even the public. According to my survey and my school, uh, 50% of students and teachers and the whole overall public does not even know about these issues and the ways it impacts and challenges our society. My solution is ethications, where education and ethics merge together. It will be used to provide online lesson plans for the most hot topic in ethical technology, and the lesson plans will be further showcased in the presentation, while they will be consisting of presentations, energizer activities, and discussion and learning. I created a few lesson plans which I'll be going forward and sharing on with my social media really soon. So hang on for that. And I'll also be going to like local schools to start encouraging people to take on this incredible subject of ethical technology, which is not known for like most of the public. The lesson plan that I'm trying to work on is, and I have worked on, is AI ethics, which is a system of laws and techniques for the most responsible use of AI technology. The second one is bioethics, which basically merges health science and ethics together, while may helping us consider like if a human is to do, if a doctor is to do an operation, how should he go forward with it? What ethical consideration should he have in order to like go forward with the operation and all? And the third is one of my favorites, space law, because I'm interested in space science. I wanted to include space law as a different subject and topic to help students explore and learn. So I tried to create a lesson cards for space law as well, to which will include like space settlement principles, which will include laws and policies of UNUSA, United Nations of Outer Space for Outer Affairs, etc. And this is the whole idea of education. It is not just like an idea, it is a way to go forward with a better society in general. It will help us contribute to the world through through considering the ethical and moral values of humans, as we are humans and we need to put humanity above all. So this is the idea, and I thank you for the time. And my details of education will be showcased further on really soon. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you. Arturo, you had a hand up?
Yeah, thank you. As an educator, I'm really thrilled by your project. Yeah, and I can see Marvi also like celebrating over there. Um, I think that's a great approach to involve ethics in education. But I think that in education of technology, but I liked a lot using technology as the the underlying concepts for learning ethics. Like the other way of phrasing it. I would love to, like, I can see that you're a curricular designer here and an educational researcher already. I would love to try some of your lesson plans with my students. So I do really offer you to get in contact, and why not see how they work and see to it like how the lesson plan works out. I mean, because I think it's a very important and a very interesting idea. So more than a question, I wanted to offer this and leave the question to Siddharth and Marvi that already they're up and running.
Arturo, thank you so much for the offer. And officially, I'm going to like organize the lesson plans really soon. Like next month, I was prepping for the first lesson plans of AI technology and bioethics. I guess it should be a great start to like start off with a great talented students, and I would really consider your offer. Would love to stay in touch.
Thank you.
Siddharth, you say first because you're raising hands since long.
Okay, so my first question is well, my only question, not my first, is what is ethics? What does that mean? And I know that I'm proving your point that like nobody knows about it, but I want to know because without it, your presentation has holes in it, in my opinion. No offense or anything. What does ethics mean?
That's a really great question, and like factually speaking, ethics has quite a lot of perspectives that people do understand and take a look at it. But since I've been learning it, I view ethics as just a way forward to go and like consider what's better for you in a way to go forward. Like if there's a, let's say there's something wrong going on in your society, it is the laws of ethics which helps you and which provokes the just justification in you to like say a word and prove your point that it's wrong. So in my answer, I would say ethics is basically a set of principles and laws which will help you discover a better life for humanity.
That makes sense. Thank you very much.
Well, wonderful work, Mohtasham, and I really like it. But there is something that I would like to add on to it. While you're working on it, there's a very fine line between ethical technology and ethics in technology, right? So make sure, and that's what, because while you were going through your presentation, these two were a bit merged somewhere, right? So when we talk about ethical technology, I guess it will be an offense for every technology because it's a tool and you can use it any possible way. And education is a very difficult field, by the way, to handle with, and I'm really salute you to have to be choosing this topic probably to work upon. But yes, ethics in technology, it's I really enjoyed the concept of it. One thing as a question I would like to ask, just in the beginning you presented your research that 0% of the school our education system across globe are teaching ethics and technology, and then you said 50%. How did you, what was the research? How did you actually measure these 0 and 50% and the lack of awareness? Because to be honest, the school I'm working in, and I have been an ICT teacher and I was teaching ethics and technology. So how did you come upon with the 0 and 50%? And that's a very question pertaining to your research, all right, and not the
Yeah,
not the concept.
it is. So I was trying on surveys with my school and the communities that I hold it on. I was asking students, teachers, and overall public that's like the common public. And from these facts, I did consider like almost like all the students that I met, none of those like told me that they know about this specific subject known as ethics in technology or even ethical technology. And I even tried fact checking on the internet and browser, trying to search on like high schools which deals with such subjects, and I couldn't find any from my search. So I'm sorry.
The best, no, that the best thing is always mention that I use the survey, because you're mashallah old enough to understand this. So always mention when you're talking about especially research, and when you're mentioning statistics, always mention that it is about a survey that you hold, or it is about a net search or surfing that you did. That will add on to the strength to your presentation next time, Mohtasham. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you so much for your feedback.
Very, very good and very important. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is the Helping. My name is Christine Chunyata. I'm from Myanmar. I am a student from CIY Club.
Hello, my name is Ray, and I'm a student from Sierra Club, and I'm 11 years old.
The problem and the solution. These are the problems. There are around 3 million robots in the world, and a lot of them can carry heavy things. So people start using large machines such as the lift trucks or forklifts. Since those vehicles were very large, they can fit in small places, and it could be very dangerous if someone who can control the machines, control them, and then it could be a disaster. Solution. So we decided to create the helping hands, which can carry heavy things and get into small places. This is the 3D design of the helping hands made by ourselves. We use Tinkercad for this 3D design. The research that was completed is that how many robots were created on today, 2022. What are the vehicles that can carry heavy things?
Something. Did you know that Japan has the most robots? Japan remains the same spot as 2019. According to IFR, Japan is the world predominant industrial robot manufacturer. In 2020, Japan's supply reaches 174,000 units. Japanese manufacturers make up 45% of the global robot supplies. Why does Japan have so many robots? Japan has the highest number of industrial robots in the world. Over a quarter of a million robots are employed in an effort to reduce the high labor costs and support the further industrial mechanization. Japan wants robotics in the 21st century to be what automobiles were in the 20th century. 20th century. Building the helping hands. To start off with, we will 3D print the helping hands robot. Then we will put two 50 kg iron cube at the back of the helping hand so that it can carry things that weigh 60 vests. And we will put 4 strong wheel under the helping hand so yeah. This is the last thing. We need to put some wire, code, and battery inside of the robot.
Who do we ask help for? We use Google to research the information. For example, I didn't know that there were around 3 million robots in the world that I found out by doing the research on Google.
How much money do we spend on the project? It may cost 200,000 or 300,000 just to make the device, but we hope to sell it for 100,000 to 150 Myanmar.
Okay, this is the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for listening our presentation patiently.
Very good. Very interesting. Ms. Khan, you have your hand up. Your question, comment.
Yeah, I have a question. So the helping hand is going to carry heavy things, but helping hand itself is so heavy. Who's going to carry the helping hand? My question is, did you think about it? How are you going to carry this helping hand to help?
Actually, we thought, what about we make the helping hand very small, and I want it to carry very heavy things, but we're not really sure about it. We may change the plan when we make it again, when we make it in real life.
But I think right from here, you can give it another dimension where helping hand itself must be very light and it is carrying heavy things. How about that? Just an idea as an advisor.
Yes, when we first planned out the helping hands, we also thought about that. So we tried to make a plastic wrapper on that, so it can get damaged. It cannot get damaged easily.
Jake, your turn.
Arturo, you have your hand up, please.
Yes, I think it's a great idea. Congratulations. So my question is, have you, how far developed have you thought about building a prototype, and what do you think will be the challenges of building the helping hands?
Helping hands, I think the challenge of it's going to be very hard to find the equipment we need for the helping hands, and the second thing is we'll need a lot of people just to do it, but we still planned it out to do it by 2 of us.
Have you thought about starting to build the small helping hands to prove the concept and try all the systems?
Actually, we haven't do it, but we thought of it again and again. Me and Ray decided to make it on like when we grow older, because right now we have like school projects, school work, and other stuff, and we're very busy studying.
Can imagine that. Yes. When you get into that prototyping phase, please drop me a message, and I will be glad to learn from your project and try to help out.
Yes, but Arturo Mendez, you need to mention that you are a robotics professor at one of the best universities in the world.
Yeah, well, yes, thanks for that. Yeah, we do robotics, and I actually I'm a big fan of robotics. So yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
okay.
So you now, Ray and Christine, you now have a connection to
I'm gonna drop my email on the chat.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Arturo, can they use lead for making helping hands? Because lead is one thing which can like reduce the weight of helping hands.
The lax?
Lead. So kids, here we have a thought for future as well. Use lead as a material to create helping hands, and that's the future, by the way. I'm looking forward to lead in future, by the way.
Great.
Oh, okay. I don't think we'll be using the lax, because I don't think that will be very suitable for a robot, but we'll still think about it. Thank you for the idea.
Good. Any other questions or comments from anybody? Celeste, please.
Yeah. Ray mentioned that Japan had a lot of robots, mainly to offset the high cost of labor. What is going to happen to the labor if all the robots take over what labor used to do? What is Japan, do you think, going to do with their people?
We think that Japan will try to fix that, but we're not really sure about it. If that happens, we will like splash water to them, because the robot can like handle water, and yeah. But if they can handle water, I don't know what will they do, but I hope they think about it too.
Great. Very good.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That was exceedingly interesting. I think it was very interesting. And I can't wait to see what you come up with next. Excellent.
They are ready to destroy the boats as well with water, Jake. The point to be noted.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, I'm Natalia.
I'm Annabelle, and we are here to present our innovation, Employ.
My dad works in the agriculture business in Indonesia and once discussed with me the difficulty in the process of finding temporary staff despite both high demand and high supply. Based on a survey conducted by the Ministry of Manpower, about 88% of companies have suffered a decrease in sales, leading to sizable financial losses since the attack of COVID-19. This burden could be minimized by reducing the number of permanent staff and replacing them with temporary employees. This is because companies would no longer need to pay monthly salaries and benefits, leading to them becoming more cost-efficient, among other advantages. According to Statistics Indonesia, or BPS, 24 million people work shorter hours, 1.7 million people were furloughed, and 2.56 million people lost their jobs by November 2020. These are the people in desperate need for jobs to improve their financial situation. The problem is, the big companies like those in the palm oil industry have trouble efficiently finding temporary laborers, and job-seeking workers have trouble being found. The market who is looking for a solution for this problem is rapidly growing, especially during a pandemic and a time of economic uncertainty.
During our innovation process, we decided to design a website instead of an app to accommodate for those who have no mobile phones and will access it through internet cafes known as Warnet. We brainstormed key features needed for a solution to the problem and discussed a general flow of the website that the user will experience.
Our competitive advantage is that none of the current existing platforms such as Gojek, Fiverr, or Upwork focus on the primary sector while we do. The primary sector is the strength of Indonesia as it has high rates of uneducation and has many unemployed workers who are looking for unskilled manual work for wages. After ideating, we created a prototype for our innovation using an online platform called Figma. In order to make our prototype functional, we used Figma's prototyping tool to make the elements of our website interactive. We then tested our website many times in order to make sure that the buttons are functional and could give others a clear idea of what the finished website would look like. Finally, we can proudly present our solution, Employ. It is an online marketplace that connects employers and employees for manual labor jobs and jobs in the primary sector. We made it as user-friendly.
I need to interrupt for a second. You were only supposed to have 6 slides. Okay, and you only have about 20 seconds left of the presentation. So please pick the slides that are the most important.
Okay. So the following are the functions that are included in our website. Enabling job-seeking workers to search for temporary jobs and managing their ongoing jobs and completed website jobs. Enables the employers to post jobs for other people to pick up and to manage their ongoing jobs, for them to message, for a two-way review, overseeing monetary transactions, and our goal is to eliminate the problem of poverty. Our solution has great potential because it can connect employers and lower class employees, and it can be expanded to cover other sectors. And that is it for our presentation.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry I had to cut you off, but I was trying to be consistent. Anybody have any questions or comments? Arturo, please.
Yes, thanks for sharing your project. I have like two questions. The first one is like, I think this is a very good idea, and it's really the fact that you decided to make a website instead of an app. You can actually make a website look like an app and be a web app. So that's a very good idea. Especially it makes easier like all of the coding and that stuff. But my question is who's going to fund the operation of your project? Because there's a cost behind this. So you're going to like help out everybody earn money, and how are you planning to fund your operation? And the second question is, to what other sectors, at least in your country, do you think a similar website could be used to favor?
Okay, I'll answer the first question. For the first question about funding this website, we actually did the calculations for the cost of our project, and our project requires a web developer who it earns about 2 million Indonesian rupiah per month, according to our research, and sufficient maintenance will not cost much more. And these costs can be covered with our income, which we will gain as a small percentage of each of the monetary transactions between the employer and the employee.
Great.
I get it. Thank you.
Celeste, Ms. Khan?
Yeah,
I'd like to.
Oh, Celeste, you fool.
No, I'd just like to comment that sometimes people really do need work, but they don't want to do the jobs that are available for many reasons. And so they would rather stand in an unemployment queue than maybe go to your website and see, there's a chance for me to go and pick apples or oranges or dig trenches or something that's hardworking or labor-based. Do you think your app could do anything to solve that problem, to deal with people who don't really want to work, although they need to?
Wait, sorry, could you please repeat the question?
Okay. I was just saying that sometimes there are people who really need to work, and there are jobs that need to be done. But often the people that need to work do not want to do the jobs that are available. They do not want to pick oranges, for instance, or dig trenches. Is there a way, have you thought about that connection? And is there any way that you can, is there any way that you think your website could solve that problem?
I think our website, answering the second question of the judge earlier, as well, we plan to expand to other sectors, such as possibly caretaking or gardening and those kind of jobs. So giving more options could possibly allow for the employees to have a wider variety to choose from, and so that they can have what suits them best.
It's a nice answer. Thank you very much.
Siddharth, you're raising your hand. Siddharth, unmute and ask your question.
Yeah. So how long do you think it'll take to get your project? And how are you gonna know, like, is there, like, how are you gonna know which people are like companies and that thing? Because how are you gonna space out the two and know when there's somebody's from a company or if somebody's not? Just wondering.
Sorry, your question is, what is the time that it takes for?
That's my first question. How long do you think estimatedly will it take for your for you to develop this site?
Since so far we've made just a prototype that has the basic functionalities, but it is still unable to post or accept actual jobs. So our next step would be to design a functioning app based on our prototype. That might take some time, possibly a year or so.
Okay, I just wanted to know that. And my second question, how are you gonna space out the people that are wanting to get jobs and people that are like basically the employers and basically how will you figure out who is like the people that want to get jobs and who are the people that actually have the company and need people for the jobs?
He means that how would you identify if someone is already an employer of some company and still is into your thing? Am I right, Siddharth?
Yes, and like because many people, while yes, it's correct that many people will need people to do jobs, but how will you know that it's somebody that actually owns a company rather than like a person that needs a job?
Oh, for this, we plan to have a review system where companies will have to register first, and it will take some time for us and our development team to review the company to ensure that they're a legitimate company. In addition, when the company posts jobs, employees will be able to review this company. So if a company has too many bad reviews that exceeds the limit, they will be taken off from the website.
Okay, thank you.
For Annabelle and Natalia, just a thing that since, although by the way, we in Pakistan, we do have a couple of websites like these, which are connecting employers to people and employees to get jobs, right? But these kind of websites also sort of create, I mean, have you even researched on the fact that what are the benefits of being a permanent employee or being a temporary worker? Because once you are a temporary worker, why is there a part of your website that encourages people to have permanent jobs rather than just going for temporary jobs? Because overall, if you talk about economical conditions, I think, in fact, it's a fact and research as well that the permanent jobs do better to serve economy and in fact to uplift poverty. So did you even consider all these areas, that what are the differences between permanent jobs and temporary jobs and how it impacts the economy later on?
Oh, yes. For in terms of the difference between temporary jobs and permanent jobs, we did discuss about how permanent jobs would be more beneficial to the economy, but how temporary jobs our temporary jobs are aiming towards those who have difficulty in finding these permanent jobs and are sort of like a lead up to finding these permanent jobs, especially if they hit it off with a company very well. This of course could lead to a very good connection between this employee and employer and could potentially create a permanent job. But the temporary jobs are aiming for those who possibly do not have the they do not have like if they are constantly moving around and they cannot stay at one place for a long time, and a permanent job would be difficult for them. So these temporary jobs are aiming towards that.
My
Great,
idea is
great.
just to
Thank you.
like kind of think and maybe encourage within feature of your website that encourages permanent jobs as well. So you can have like kind of a thing, I mean, maybe a graph where per person was temporarily employed and the same person was permanently employed, right? That will be an encouragement for permanent employment. Thank
Very
you.
Oh,
good.
thank you very much for that
Yeah,
suggestion.
this is a very important conversation that we need to continue.
Hello everyone, we are from Team Gift Charge Get Money, and today we're gonna explain about our innovation.
So the word problem that our team chooses about littering. So this problem is a very bad habit because it's very dangerous for human, but also our world. That's why we make our prototype machine that we're gonna explain.
So here's the front look. There's holes and screen. And the inside look, there's dynamo motors and brushes. In the back look, there is dirt to take out the wash trash. There is also a water filter. The water filter contains test sand, stone, charcoal, palm fiber, and water pump.
How the machine works. First, put your trash in. The screen will show the quantity of trash you put and how much money you'll get. Second, inside the machine, the trash will get washed with water and brush to make it clean. Third, the used water will go to the water filter. Fourth, after the water got filtered, the water will get pumped by the water pump to the top part of the machine and will wash the trash again. Fifth, water will be used for a day and will be replaced with the new water at night. In the real life machine, there will be a big screen to show an option for you. Do you want to donate your money or you want to take it for yourself?
Now let's watch a video of the machine demo.
Oh, sorry, sir. I think my internet kind of lag.
It's okay. Just tell us what we would be seeing if it was actually working.
Okay, so in this video or in that video, we're explaining about like how the machine works, maybe like the demo of the machine, so you can see how it works because we make our prototype is like a working prototype.
Hello everyone, and that's what
Okay, okay, so that's it. That's all for our presentation. We are from Gift Charge Get Money team. Thank you for your opportunity.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Mr. Mendez.
Yes, thank you. Nice idea, ladies. I think it's a very important part of the recycling process, like trash can come home dirty. But I don't know if you have thought, or maybe I missed it on your presentation, what types of trash or waste you will be collecting, especially because, you know, mixing them with water could be a little bit hazardous sometimes. Maybe you don't want to like get it wet. And I don't know if you have thought about that. And the other part is like the water here that is going to be replenished every night. What are you going to do with it? What's going to happen to it? Are you going to like flush it, or are you going to treat it with besides the filter? What are you thinking of doing with that?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the first question. So in our machine, there will be like only 4 plastic bottles, glass bottles, and paper cups and cans. But only for the paper cups, we're not gonna like wash it because you know it's not gonna be working. And also for the second question, the water will be get out from the water filter. So there will be like someone who gets the water out and then will replace with any water.
Great. Christine, you
Thank
had
you.
a question? Christine? You're muted,
Yes,
Christine.
I have a question. I have to ask you, like, do we have to go to the machine, or it's going to be like in a place, or it's going to be everywhere in your city? In Indonesia, I think.
We're gonna put our machine anywhere in the city so people will get like very easy to put their trash on that machine.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Ms. Khan?
Yeah, Christina, in fact, lovely idea. But how is your machine going to identify, because it's going to pay you money against trash? So how is your machine going to identify what trash is for what worth of money? I mean, okay, you can, I mean, we can understand it through plastic, maybe, tin, maybe, or cloth, maybe, but then those also have qualities. So how is your machine going to identify the quality of the material, foremost material, and then the quality of the material to have the money against it?
So for what our discussed, all of the type of the trash will get the same amount of money, about like 100 perak in rupiah, maybe in United dollars. Dollar is about 65 cents, I guess. Yeah.
Celeste? Because I know Sid has a question.
Yeah.
You're muted. Okay, Sid, it's all yours.
I beg your pardon. Thank you.
Okay, Sid.
We just had a break in transmission. I wanted to say this is a very good idea, but there's a lot of practical factors that I can't see how it's going to work. Bank on the trash machine to pay out the money. Those kinds of things that I'm not quite sure you covered. So it was a charming idea. I like it very much, but there seem to be quite a lot of practical problems that you still may need to attend to. So there was less of a question and more of a statement, but thank you very much. I really do like the idea. It's got a lot of merits. It just needs a lot more thought. Thank you.
Sid, did you have another comment or question?
Okay, I have a question. How do you plan on getting the money for the machine? Because I know it'll take a long time, and it's how are you gonna constantly refill it up, or do you have like a kind of fundraiser in another area that you're using to get the money? I'm not so sure.
So the money will gonna get like digital. So if you want to take the money, there will be like a place to send your card so that the money will get to your card. So the money is not like a physical paper in the machine. Like
Great, very good. Well, this is excellent. This has been a wonderful
Mohtashem
session.
has its hand up for the question, I guess.
Oh, you
Mohtashem,
another question?
you have a question, Mohtashem?
Yeah, I do. My
Please.
question is the idea is wonderful and it could have a great potential. What are your future plans regarding this machine, and how are you going to go forward with the idea? I'm sorry, did you hear my question?
Yes.
yes, I could, but sorry, my internet kind of lagging, I guess. Can you repeat it? Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So my question is, what are your future plans for this idea, and how are you going to manage going ahead with this project?
So you're asking like how this machine will gonna do like in the future or what?
Yes, so like how is it going to be used more commonly in the future? Do you have any plans of collaboration with other organizations or things like that?
Oh yeah, so we're actually have thinking like about maybe there's some like organization or something that want to collab with our machine. So also to make like educate for people so that people can always throw their trash not in a like carelessly or always doing littering.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you. This has been a very interesting and exciting session. I just want to make a comment about this. A lot of times we have students who have an innovation and their goal is to make a lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. But what I see here are a whole bunch of innovations, which the goal is not to make money, but to make the world a better place. And I think that's wonderful. I think you should all be congratulated, not only on your innovation, but on the thought that you have behind it. Your goal is to make the world a better place, and all of these will do that. And so I think that's a wonderful comment on you. And I am a little bit more hopeful about the world in the future than I was earlier this morning. So thank you all.